Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. So I just invite wherever you're at to come to a comfortable seat. And actually, we're going to lay on our mat. So take our time and lay down, just taking a moment to get comfortable with your breath, get comfortable with how your body feels, and just notice how you're feeling in general today as you come to the mat. Some days we feel really good, some days we feel highly stressed. And that's the whole idea of doing this holiday stress relief practice. So as you're laying down, we'll take a moment and I invite that you kick your right leg up towards, or I'm lying to you. Forgive me. So we're going to be doing a stress relief meditation here. So as you're laying down, I want to invite that you exhale all the breath out of your lungs. I'm just sitting up so you can see me better, but I do invite that you're laying down for this practice. As you're laying down, I want to invite that you take a moment and begin to just notice if you have any tension in the body. That's the first thing about stress relief and tension relief, is noticing, is becoming aware of how you actually feel. And as you notice, we're not judging, we're just becoming aware. And then from here, I want to invite that you continue to check in, but a little bit more intentionally. Starting at the top of the head, we're going to do a little bit of tension meditation. So squeezing the face, squeezing the nose, squeezing everything in here. Take a big inhale. Exhale, loosen the face, let it all go. Down to your neck and shoulders. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders, squeeze the neck. Bring the chin down to the chest. Exhale, release your shoulders and chin. Inhale, bringing the arms in, squeezing the fists, tightening the shoulders, bringing everything in, even kind of rounding the back here. Big inhale. Exhale, loosen it all, let it go. Coming down to your hips and to your belly and your pelvis, I want to invite tightening the pelvis, tightening the bottom, tightening the belly, and take a big inhale. Exhale, let it all loose. Coming down to the legs, I invite bringing the knees together, locking in the knees a little, the legs, tightening the thighs. Big inhale. Exhale, release. And then to the toes and feet. Go ahead and tighten the toes, bring the feet in real tight. Big inhale. And release. And to take it all in, we're going to squeeze everything in. Face, neck, arms, bottom, pelvis, back, legs, fingers, arms, feet, hands, all of the things. Big inhale. Exhale. Let it all loose. Continue to breathe here for just a moment or two. Maybe set an intention for making sure you are intentionally releasing any stress this holiday, just as we just did. We have that control, as you can see. So whenever you're feeling tense or stressed or frustrated, I invite that you have the intention of coming back to the ability to release all of that. You don't have to hold it. Whatever you find here, let's take a big inhale. Exhale, audibly send it out into the atmosphere. From here, we'll get some light movement just to kind of bring ourselves back to the space. You can move the neck side to side, move the fingers and toes. And then we'll start with the leg, kicking up the right leg up towards the ceiling. Begin to round the ankle, move the feet, find some breath. Taking your hands to behind the legs if that feels good, and finding a circle and around here. Maybe go a little higher, a little deeper, pulling the leg in a little more, inhaling and exhaling here. And then slowly release the right leg. Let's switch sides. Left leg comes up, kicking up towards the ceiling. Move the ankle and toes. Find some breath here. Big inhale. And exhale. Again, find that stretch in the back of the leg wherever you feel comfortable. Starting a little bit more simply. Inhale. And exhale. And then coming in, maybe bring it a little further, bring it a little bit more in, maybe even out. Big inhale. And exhale, release the leg down to the mat. I invite that you begin to point the toes away from you and then bring the toes back towards you. So it's looking like point away, bring back as your legs are resting down. Finding a couple more breaths here. And then as it feels good to you, I invite that you walk your feet up to bend the knees. We're going to begin to stretch out the arms, reach the arms back behind you like we're waking up, and then reach the left arm down into the side, out into the side. Inhale, lift that left arm back up and around to the top. Right hand exhales down to the side. Inhale, right hand lifts back, and then exhale as you grab your knees. From here, taking a couple of breaths as you find some roly-poly. When it feels good to you, we'll go a little further in our stretching. We'll take a twist. Both knees fall over to the left side. Let your body follow, and then upper body twist out and over. So you can look over the fingertips. You can look up towards the ceiling. Let's untwist and switch. So as it feels good to you, untwist the upper body after taking a couple of breaths. And then come back to center with your bottom half. And we're twisting over to the right. Exhale, release the legs over. Left arm extends out and over. Looking over or looking up. Find some breath. From here, when it feels good, we'll untwist the upper body, then our bottom half. And then I want to invite a roll all the way up. And as you come here, we'll begin to come up on our tippy toes to eventually come into a fold. And as you come into this fold, I want to invite that your first fold is real loose, head loose, shoulders loose, everything loose. One more breath here. Inhale, slowly rise up into standing, hands above the head. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, hands up. We're coming into another fold, so when it feels good to you, exhale, hinging at the hips, folding over. Find the mat and the knees if you need to. Head is hanging. You don't need to look at me for this breath or two. Just take a couple of breaths. Maybe rock into the feet as you're on the mat. Grounding down a little bit more. When you're ready, we're coming halfway lift. So inhale, slowly run the hands up the legs, extend the spine. Let the crown find extension. Exhale, back down to the mat. Inhale, slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time as we raise our hands above the head. Exhale, down through heart center. Finding a twist here, inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, open up the hands out to the left side as you twist the upper body over. You could stay here or turn your neck all the way over to the left fingertips. Big inhale and exhale. Inhale, hands come up, coming back to center. Exhale, open up, hands come out to the right side. Inhale, open up towards the center. Exhale, find your fold all the way over in front of your body. As you're in your fold, let's take our time and ground into the feet again. And what I mean by that is just a little rocking and picking up onto the heels and the toes. When this feels good to you and you find some looseness here, we're going to take it into another twist. And I want to invite, first just take a slow twist just by walking your hands over to the left side of your feet. This is just a little piece of what we're going to do next. Head hangs. Inhale back to center, and then do the same thing on the other side. As you exhale, just kind of walk your hands over to the right side of your body. Still trying to touch the mat. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands above the head. Exhale down through heart center. Coming into just one more fold, the twist I was mentioning. I'm going to turn sideways maybe to see a bit better. But we're going to inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, find that fold all the way down and over. Now this time I want to invite, we're going to step our right foot behind the left. Keep the knees really bent here. This could be it. This is fine if this is your stretch. Try to find some length in the spine. Or if you want, walk your hands over to the right side. Deeper twist than what we just did. Head hangs. Find a breath or two. If this doesn't feel good, always come out. Come back to maybe the first twist we did. Back to center. Step the right foot out. Exhale down through heart center. Take a moment. We've been up and down. We're going to do the other side, but maybe just adjust your breath to catch it and make sure your mind and your brain is good. Just like the quick up and down. So when you're ready, as you know, we're going to twist again. So of course, listen to your body. Inhale, raise the hands up. Excuse me. Exhale, find a fold all the way over. From here, we're stepping the left foot behind the right this time. Bent knees. Step back so you can see my feet a little bit more. Bent knees here. Extended spine. So we might be trying to hunch here. Try and find some length in the spine. Head still resting. And then walk your hands over. If this doesn't feel good, we're just twisting over without the cross behind our feet. And twisting back to the front. Let's switch that. I did. That's okay. And then we'll inhale, rise all the way up into standing. Hands above the head. Exhale down through heart center. Take a pause. Let's get the neck stretched just a little bit more. So I want to invite, we're just going to do when we put the pressure behind our head. So gently bring the chin down to the chest. This could be your stretch, or the hands come clasped together on the back of the head here, just like this. And then as you bring the pressure in, your elbows come in. Notice how that feels. Find where your hands feel the most comfortable. And then when you feel good, we're going to open up the elbows and bring the head up. So inhale, open up, chest lifts, head rests in the hands. Exhale, go ahead and bend the elbows as you bring the chin back down. Inhale, rise all the way up, find some rest. From here, we're going to come to a neutral spine. So hands behind the head still, and then we're looking forward. Open up the shoulders. As you're here, we're going to take a side stretch. So inhale, lift a bit, and then exhale, just tilting with the upper body. Left shoulder leans down. Open up if that feels good with the right. Inhale, rise back to center. Exhale, over to the right side. Open up if that feels good. Inhale, back to center. And then from here, we'll find a twist. Exhale, twisting upper body over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the right. Lots of twists during this practice. A few chest openers. We're just twisting out any of that stress and tension. Go ahead, come back to the front. Exhale, release the hands. And then we're going to let ourselves release any of that tension as well. Next, we're going to do some tree. So I want to invite some balance. So from here, before we go into tree, I want to find one more side body stretch. So inhale, lift the hands up above your head. And then exhale, left hand down to that left side, and then just reach over. Maybe look up if that feels good. Both hands back to center. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down, reach over if that feels good. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, down through heart. Now we're going to go ahead and find our tree. So as we're here, I want to invite that you ground down into your feet as usual. And as you ground down, you can do the rocking we did when we were kind of in our fold earlier. Or like I like to offer, heels down, toes up, and then drop one toe down at a time and find some grip. And then begin to find some extension through the body, spine, roll the shoulders down, let the hands come out. Take in this mountain posture for a couple of breaths, practicing your focus like we would do if we're balancing. So look ahead at something or down at something, and just take a moment as you focus and breathe just in your mountain posture. From here, we'll go into that tree. So we're shifting the weight to the left side. You could take, again, your foot can come right down here at the bottom. Right foot rests on the left ankle. Or right foot comes to left calf. Or right foot comes up into left thigh. Whatever tree you find is amazing. It's the right tree. When you feel good about feeling balanced and supported in your tree, then we're going to find that focus point again. We're still good on time. We're going to find that focus point again. And then you're going to take some time and find your breath. And then if you want, hands start at heart center. And then rise out to tree. And just find some breath here. Maybe come back to that idea of wanting to relieve and release tension. Come back to the idea of just being restful and peaceful. And sometimes come back to the idea of looking past things and just focusing on you. One more breath. And then we'll rise our hands above the head, then down through heart center, then release the right foot, and then let's shake it off. Real loose like. And we're just going to set up to do tree on the other side. So whenever you feel loose and comfortable, come back to your stance, grounding into your feet. Heels down, toes up if that works. Whatever you find to find that grip and suction. Nice tall spine. Roll the shoulders down the back. Find your focus as you shift your weight. And this time, left foot, right ankle, if that feels good. Right calf or right thigh. Whatever you find, let's find that focus point ahead of you. Take a moment. And as you focus in, find your breath. And as you find your breath, you can expand your tree branches. And just take a moment, breathing and being. On your next exhale, hands can come together down through heart center. Release the left foot. And then just shake it out real loose like. From here, we're going to come back to a fold. So inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, find a fold all the way over. Come down to the mat. We're going to bend the knees to access the mat a little. And then we're ultimately coming down to tabletop. So you can bring your knees down and then slowly come into a tabletop position. Knees under hips, hands underneath your shoulders. And just take a moment, notice your table, make sure you're not drooping or arching much. Just neutral. Head is neutral. Hands are supported. Open wrists, open palms to support the wrist. And then we'll go into a cat-cow. So inhaling as you drop the belly, lifting the chin, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck and round. Couple more of these basic cat and cows, just rounding and tucking as you inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, when you come back to that lifted chest and tailbone, take a moment and hold that for a moment. And then do the same thing as you exhale, round and tuck, and hold that for a moment. On your next inhale, let's begin to walk our hands forward to come into a modified plank. We'll shift our weight down and stay lifted on our hand or on our wrist. Just take a moment, notice how this feels in your body. And then we'll shift back, keeping the hips lifted as we extend the arms and let the forehead come towards the mat. This is our puppy pose. We're gonna move through each one, so just kind of notice how that felt. Let's do this again. So as you exhale, we're again, one more time. Inhale, shift the weights forward, resting into your modified plank. Exhale, hips come up, arms extend, lengthen the back. Bend. Exhale, chest and chin, and then come all the way down with your hands at the side of your body. From here, we'll find some length through the legs, some flexing of our core, so tightening the core. So inhale, lift the chest and chin, elbows in. Exhale, back down to the mat. One more time, inhale, lifting at your own pace as high as you'd like. Exhale, back down. And find some rest on your right or left side for a moment here. And as you're resting, you can let your hands come out to the sides too. And just find some breath. I'm going to find one more back bend here. So I want to invite, as you lift your hands back to the sides of your body, we're actually going to walk our hands forward, lifting our chest and chin. So we're bringing the elbows in front of our chest. Instead of trying to have our hand tucked near the chest, we're sliding it out in front of us. This is already the back bend. So just notice how this feels to you. Palms are flat, elbows flat, shoulders rolled down the back, chest is lifted, core is tightened, legs are lengthened. From here, if you want, you could twist over to the left side, kind of look towards the left shoulder. Back to center, and then look over the right shoulder. A few more of these if that feels good to you. When it feels good to you, we're back at center in our Sphinx pose. And then we're sliding the hands out in front of us. Find some rest on the other side. Let your head rest as your arms extend. Let the bottom of your body rest too. So legs are resting back as much as it can. And find some breath. Hands, when you're ready, come to heart, to the chest. And then we're slowly inhaling. And then we're sitting all the way back in an exhale for child's pose. So our knees come out, our big toes touch, and then we start shifting our hips back. Resting into this child's pose. Forehead comes to the mat. And let's find about 3 or 4 deep breaths. Sending the breath back to the body. If you want, you can even take this further, walk the hands over a bit to the left side. And over to the right side. One more breath, whatever you found. And then let's slowly walk our hands back towards our knees. Bring our knees together. We're coming into hero's pose, so sitting back onto our hips. If this doesn't feel good, you can try and come up on the toes, sit back on the heels. If that doesn't feel good, you can just come to a seat. But whatever you find, we're going to take a couple of breaths here, maybe even a back bend if that feels good. Hands up. Exhale, elbows bend. You open the chest. On your next inhale, hands come up. Exhale down through heart center. If you didn't take the back stretch, just take a breath and then take your time to shift your weight over to the right or left side. Let's bring the legs out in front of us. I want to fight just some movement through the legs, some movement through the body, some real looseness. And like I said, we're doing a lot of twisting. So we're going to find a twist here. So with your legs extended, we'll take the right leg and cross it over the left knee. So bend the right knee. Nice and tall, you're hugging this leg in, and then we're going to take this right leg, I do this all the time, right arm up, and then exhale it back behind you as you twist your body over to this right side. And you can take your chin to the right shoulder. When you're ready, slowly exhale, untwist, bringing the right hand up, and then back to center. As you uncross, switching sides, left leg comes over the right knee, hug it in. Left arm lifts up, inhale. Exhale, twist it back behind you as your body follows. And find a couple of breaths here. As it feels good to gently untwist back to the front. Uncross the legs. Shake it out if that feels good. And then we'll do a hip stretch before we come down for a few more stretches and then Shavasana. So I want to invite, we're going to do our bound ankle pose. So you can bring both feet together, let the knees come out to the sides. If you're at home and you have blocks, pillows, blankets, whatever can support your legs, use that. If this is just too much, go ahead and extend the left leg out while the right leg bends in. Try and find as much stretch here for this right leg as you can. Just find some breath, whatever you find. And if you are doing one leg at a time, you are going to want to find some time to switch sides when you're ready. If you're here with me with both legs, you can fold through. You can kind of bat your legs like wings, or you can rock, or a combination of all. Just finding a couple more breaths here. When it feels good to you. And then gently as it roll on back onto our backs. The knees, maybe go side to side if that feels good to you. Making any movements in the body that your body is asking for. We are going to go a little further in this with our happy baby. So what you can do here for happy baby, you bend the knees and lift the feet up, kind of open up the hips here. And as you're here, hands can come between to the inside of the feet or between and to the here. Even if it's just grabbing the ankles, you can begin to rock, or you can kind of move the legs a bit. Just imagine the name of the pose, happy baby. When you see babies kind of playing with their feet, that's the idea. Let's say you find this too intense. You could do a one-legged happy baby, left leg comes down, right leg opens up. Same thing, find some rocking and some movement. if that feels good. And again, if you take the one leg at a time, then just make time to switch out so you can stretch both sides. We'll just take a couple more breaths here. And then when you feel good, neutral spine, head rests. Extension through the legs as you bring your hands from around the body or from around the legs and feet. And we're back to where we began, except this time with both legs up. We're finding legs up the wall, our version of it. So we're just rest on the wall behind the legs. Just find some breath here. Again, this is one of those poses you could do in the bed, at home, at any time. It really is great for de-stressing, headaches, cramps, when you can't sleep. I mean, it's supposed to be one of those like heal all poses. On your next exhale, go ahead and bring the knees in. Release the feet down. Hands come down to the sides. We're taking a little light bridge here. Gently inhale, lift the hips. Find some length through the back. Let the shoulders rest. Exhale, come down. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhaling and out. When you finish those stretches, come back to give yourself a hug again. And here I invite any other stretching you need to take that maybe we didn't take before we end our practice. Taking time to move how you want to. Maybe doing something we've already done. Doing something we haven't done. Just for a couple more breaths. When you feel good about all your stretching and releasing, I want to invite taking your time to find that full stretch. We're coming back to our Shavasana now, so extend the arms, extend the legs, and then find some rest in the body again. I'm just sitting up so you can hear me, but I invite taking some time resting here on the mat. We'll be here for about another minute or 2. So I just want to invite, as you're laying here, maybe you come back to the tension meditation we did, where we're releasing all the tension in our body, squeezing and releasing. Or just the intention you set for the day with how you want to deal with holiday stress or stress in general. Or just count your breath here, appreciating the breath you have. Gratitude is so simple. We can literally come down to the very basics, like we're just breathing. We're able to lay down. We have a moving body. We have a space to practice yoga. We're aware of what yoga is. There's so many very thank yous you could give yourself here. You can do at this moment. So I invite whatever feels best for you, just for another breath or 2. Not another breath or 2, another minute or so. And just kind of taking time with your breath here. Long as you want, since we're online. And so if you want a longer Shavasana, which I often suggest, I invite that you stay there for maybe another 2 or 3 minutes. But if you're done with your Shavasana and you're ready to find some movement, you can move to the fingers and toes. Bringing your awareness back to the space around you, the body that allows you to awaken. And then whenever you feel good about that movement, just rolling over to your right or left side. And that's just one more moment that you will always deserve. And when you just gently rise back up into a comfortable seat, take a moment to find a nice tall spine. And if you don't do anything else during this holiday season or when you're dealing with frustrations, I want to invite really utilizing these breaths we do at the end and really think of releasing. So not just a simple, oh, but literally take it all in. Thank you. Enjoy your holiday too. Big inhale, audible release. Let's together, y'all.